and here we are.
Meet Hannah Richardson, State College's rising star.
For you are more.
Hannah is like any young girl. She likes to read, but those books are biographies of her favorite artists. She plays with her pet, a guinea pig, and plays outside with her best friend, who happens to star in Hannah's music video. So what really makes this 12-year-old different from other kids?
With the brain that kid has and the talent, you're going to hear a lot of things about her, or you'll see her on one of the major shows like I've had, the kids that I've had on America's Got Talent or Star Search or Idol or The Voice. She'll be one of those kids and say, oh yeah, I remember that little girl that this guy talked about.
Hannah's voice turns heads, and she's been gracing the stage almost her entire life. One of her key strengths is her versatility. She can sing Broadway, jazz, country, pop, rock, and even yodel.
I love music because it takes me on a journey, and when I sing, I get to tell a story.
This is Hannah Richardson's journey. She began singing at age 5 in her church choir and moved on to local fairs, hospitals, and nursing homes. By the time she was 7, Hannah performed in hundreds of shows a year in the Antietam Recreation Theater. The time commitment of her musical career led her parents to homeschool her.
Without being homeschooled, it would have been impossible because I was there until 12 o'clock at night, getting up at 10, working on my music all day, and then doing it again all over again.
From there, Hannah's singing really took off. She's been on TV, X Factor, America's Got Talent, the Apollo Theater, and she's been featured by the Wall Street Journal, Nashville Spotlight Series, and 3ABN Christian Network. She also won Vocalist and Performer of the Year in the North America Country Music Association International Competition. Before turning 10, she had already outgrown the small stages. But that didn't mean that they weren't still important to her.
I seem to make people happy when I sing and do my music, and that's all that really matters to me. Just because if I'm making people happy and they like it when I sing, then I do that for everybody. Schools are amazing because they're going to be our future generation. They're younger than I am, kindergarten, and I hope I kind of can inspire them to do what they want to do when they're my age.
Your parents put any pressure on you to do this?
Not at all. I put pressure on them. I think my parents help me a lot, and they get me places because they drive me, and they're the ones who always sign the permission slips, but I'm the one who's always wanted to do it.
By age 11, Hannah had won the Amateur Night at the Apollo Stars of Tomorrow competition, written original songs like her latest single, Complicated. And recorded her first full-length EP, A Moment in Song. To create her album, Hannah traveled to Atlantic City, New Jersey to work with a renowned producer, Kit Wharton of Right Touch Studios, who was wowed by Hannah's voice.
I think the first time I met Hannah was in 2010, and she just, you kept going, do double takes. Is that really that young girl singing that? Just, you'd have to look twice at her through the booth and say, that's a 12-year-old girl, or?
Part of that voice maturity comes from a man who worked with Hollywood stars, vocal coach Sal Dupree.
I didn't go out and give them each $10 and say, look, my student's coming out. Would you stand up and give her? They felt that same magic, that gift that she gives. Hannah has that gift, and that's why she gets standing ovations and people screaming.
And now that gift comes to State College. The Richardson family moved here in July after her father's job transfer, but for this family, it's become an even better situation.
We're thrilled to be in State College. The opportunities for the kids are amazing, and for me professionally, it's a good move.
When I came here, I knew there was Penn State, and I was like, I need to be around this. And I met with one of the women with the theater, School of Theater, and we just talked and scales and songs and all sorts of different things. But I love theater, and I love Penn State, so why not combine them?
But the first stage she's graced in Center County? The Gamble Mill in Bellefonte. Just 2 days after arriving here, Hannah was invited to attend open mic night and is now featured there every Tuesday night. You'll also see her around town, singing the national anthem at Penn State sporting events. But in what free time this young girl does have, you can find her reading, working on her new songs, and making music videos.
And this is your new single, right?
Yeah. It was really fun to write, even more fun to do the music video, actually.
And you do these videos all by yourself?
Yeah. Our family doesn't really have a bunch of money lying around, so I do with my resources, our $200 camera and my like $20 editor, and I just put it together.
Is the one word I have for this whole situation. Complicated. Why is life so darn strange and bizarre and conflicted?
Who musically has influenced you the most?
It's a hard question. I always loved Leanne Rimes, country-wise. I heard her singing Blue, and she was my age, and she really inspired me because I felt like she was a kid. She came out with this song, and she has done so much with her life in an amazing way, and that kind of inspired me to think kids can do it too.
Hannah has used her keyboard to this point in her career, but she's taking the next step now. That involves learning the guitar.
What type of performer do you want to be?
I think I'd like to be like Taylor Swift, to get to sing and write my own music in front of millions of screaming people. That would be so cool.
Whether she becomes the next Taylor Swift or a Broadway act, the future is bright for Hannah Richardson.
She's going to be in New York, or she's going to be gone. I mean, she just wants to be there so bad.
What is it that you want her to do?
Pick something that you love and figure out a way to make a living out of it and pursue it with all the gusto that she currently is already doing it.
With all that gusto, you'll want to keep an eye and an ear on this rising star.
Really, her forte is country, but she can sing almost anything. So I think she'll probably end up getting a label deal when she's old enough to get into the door of a Sony or a label. And, you know, she's got a bright future.
For the Center County Report, I'm Patrick Wu.
Need I say more? I'm a star.